of everybody.
Is it a bad sign, Steve, that, and correct me if you think I'm wrong, that it looks like Darnold has regressed from the beginning of the year?
Well, I mean, he's regressed. We started the year with a team that didn't have a ton of weapons, and
okay. Welcome to Not Just Sports by No Leps. Do at work, what places I could be, and yada yada this, yada yada that. Hold on one second. Okay, so you're gonna catch me, see where I could be. I'm about to hit the southern state on my way to JFK, and we're gonna continue. We are definitely gonna continue. Let me turn that goddamn beeping off, because I know y'all are going to be annoyed by that. Okay. Now that illegal shit is fixed. Okay. So now, welcome to Not Just Sports by No Leps. We do it all here. Everything. Current topics, sports, entertainment, whatever you need, we got it. We have it all. Rappers, actors, singers, even hood celebrities. We got it all. Show times is Monday 6 p.m., Wednesday 6 p.m. Things might change, so be ready for a change. Also, we have Chris Epps Presents. That's my brother's show on Tradio. And we also have www.bussamove.com. This show is going to be about an hour today. It's going to be cut short. We will get to Gary and April. We did not forget Gary and April, so we will get to them. Also, please, I have a secret. Devon Daniel was good, baby. Craig was good. I have a secret about my son. And don't forget www.bussamove.com. Also, please don't forget www.Intercontinental Capital Group Incorporated. Intercontinental Capital Group Incorporated. I will give you all that information. But first things first, I've been holding this secret from my son, Nolan. I've been holding this secret from my son since Friday. And it's killing him. And it's killing him to know whether he made the all-county team and all that other good shit. So, he's going to find out today. He should find out by the time he gets home. He should find out. He should already know, by the way. But my son, Nolan Epps, has made the all-county team. He's all-county. He's first team all-league. He is a finalist for the top receiver in Conference 1. Top receiver in Conference 1. He's up for All Long Island. He's up for possibly All State. He's playing in the Suffolk County All-Star game. And he's also playing, he may be playing in the Boomer game. The Boomer Esiason game held at Hofstra. So he may be playing in that game also. So I'm proud of my son. Mission complete. Mission complete. Now we got to get him off to school. All county. First team all league. Finalist is the top receiver in his conference. all Long Island. Breakfast of Champions winner. What's the other one? Possibly all Long Island, possibly all state. My son, Nolan Epps, congratulations. I love you. I love you. You did a great job, Nolan. I know Nolan's not watching because he's tired of his father. But he did a great job this year, and I'm so proud of him. Okay? My boy is doing big things. Okay? Also, on the football front in the Epps household, congratulations to the Long Island Red Devils. The Long Island Red Devils won on Saturday. The craziest stats. I got to tell you these stats. We won Saturday 50-24, something like that. 50-24 in defeating the New York Bandits out of the Bronx. We are on our way to the championship game, which will be played in New Rochelle. Colleges, yes. A lot of D3s right now because he's small. He's only 5'9", 155. But he's quick. Body is crazy. He's literally transformed his body because he works out so hard. We won 50-24, something like that. We had the weirdest stats. We had 0 yards passing. 0 yards passing. We completed 2 passes for 10 yards. 2 for 10 for 0 yards. One was a -3, one was a +3. 2 for 10 for 0 yards. But we rushed 37 times for 324 yards. Weird stats. 37 times for 324 yards. O-line was fantastic. Best game my O-line has played in the 3 years that I've been here. We have some good ones down here in GA for your son. Yeah, we looking, Mace. We looking, that's for sure. So the Long Island Red Devils are on their way to the championship, the EFA championship against the Silk City Sharks out of Newark, New Jersey. Paterson, New Jersey. They're out of Paterson, New Jersey. Okay, so if anybody's interested, come to New Rochelle. Check out some football. Okay? My team will be ready. We have played this team already. We beat them 34-6. I don't think that's going to happen again. I think the game will be much tighter. Because I think we have their respect now. So I think the game will be much tighter. So football in the Epps household is going great. Now, today's topic, and I'm going to give you a hot hour. Today's topic: what's harder to coach, basketball or football? Now, please understand, people, that I've coached both sports on a high school level. I was the head basketball coach at Bayside High School for 6 years, and I've been a high school football coach for almost 25 years. Basketball, the problem with basketball players or fans of basketball, they think basketball is everything, the all to be all, everything. So they're going to tell you that they think coaching basketball is harder than coaching football, when that is absolutely false. Absolutely false. See, the basketball guy, know what their excuse was? Their excuse was they have 1,000 coaches on the sideline. Hello, division, because they see Division I football and they see pro football. In Division I football, if you go to a Penn State home game, there could be 100 people on the sideline. 2 people wearing the same number. I'm only telling you facts. There'll be 100 people on the sideline, 2 people wearing the same number. 30 coaches. So if you do the math, the coach is still way outnumbered. You can have an O-line coach and his assistant. 2 people. 15 players they're coaching. 15. One time. Basketball. Have you seen the basketball bench lately? Of course football is harder, Mace. And and you played basketball. Have you seen the college basketball bench lately? There are 2 rows of coaches at these Division I programs and 16 basketball players. So if you have 8 players, no, 16 players, 8 coaches, that's 2 players to a coach. And then let me explain something to most people understand this, a lot of people don't. The head coach in both sports don't do a lot of coaching sometimes. Don't do a lot of coaching. They're figureheads. They make decisions. Sometimes you won't even see a coach until game day. For example, Joe Paterno. That's why he coached until he was 80-something. Too many game fields, position meetings. Yes! These basketball dudes are crazy. Like, they only talk from one perspective. They've never been on a football field, never strapped it up, when they should have strapped it up. You know how many high school basketball players should have played football, but they don't play football because basketball is so much easier. Basketball is easier for them. I could rattle. Tristan Smith went to St. Francis to play basketball. He told me he should have played football. I had a receiver in Uniondale who was 5'11", chose basketball. He was a way better football player. I had another receiver who was 6'5", caught everything. Coach, my biggest regret is not playing football in college. People play football because it's easier. Don't get it twisted. They play football because it's easier. They don't want to play basketball. They don't want to play football. Coaching football, there's so much to coaching football than just calling plays. See, in football, there's several different disciplines. You have a whole group of people who don't ever touch the football. They're called offensive linemen, defensive linemen. Totally different discipline than a quarterback. A quarterback has a totally different discipline than a running back. A running back has a totally different discipline than a wide receiver. See, in basketball, the objective for everybody is to score. Do they have different disciplines? Yes. But it's only one or two differences. And the way the game is played today, damn near everybody's the same. And I try to explain that to the basketball player. Now understand, people, I am a basketball coach. I am a basketball player. Basketball is in my heart. But coaching basketball was cake compared to coaching football. Cake. And if you coach football and you have some shitty, let's say you have some shitty assistants, your program is going to suck. Because you have to lean on them so much. You're a basketball guy, you can almost coach a team by yourself. Is it hard to coach a team by yourself? Yes. Because I got to ask these questions because people take this shit literally. Sean Barnes, what's up, baby? But people say a lot of dumb shit. And the basketball player says a lot of dumb shit. Now, I'm not shitting on no basketball coaches. I am not doing that because I am a basketball coach. But you ain't going to sit here and tell me that coaching football and coaching basketball is harder than coaching football. Just for the sheer numbers. Just take a regular high school team that has 45 to 50 players on it. Take a regular basketball team that has 15 players on it, plus a JV. So if you include your JV, that's 100 players versus 30 players. The basketball dude is a different person. See, you could get away with the science teacher coaching the basketball team if you got LeBron James on your team. You got LeBron James on your team, you could get away with the Spanish teacher who don't even speak English coaching your basketball team. And then we ain't gonna talk about coaching in the elements. Rain, snow, cold, hot. A basketball coach coaches in one element. Having to change your game plan because of the weather. Not because of the defense, not because of the best player. Sometimes you have to change your whole game plan for the weather. I give you an example. Saturday when we played Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, we had 40, 50 mile per hour winds earlier that day. 40 to 50 mile per hour winds on Long Island on Saturday during the day. I had to draw up a whole different game plan. Our game was at 8 p.m. I had a whole different game plan ready. But by the time we played, it was normal. No more winds. That never happens in a basketball game. Never, ever, ever does it happen in a basketball game. But again, the basketball player, he thinks nothing else exists out of basketball. Marvelous Mark Anthony is one of those dudes. He's never played football in his life. He should have played football. He would have been a great football player. But football's too hard for him to play. So he would never play that. He would never do that. Then, let's talk about pregame. The sheer logistics of pregame. Getting everything and everybody ready. Being on time. There's so much things being on time. There's breakfast. A lot of schools provide, a lot of teams provide breakfast. Tape, equipment. Like, for instance, water. Water's a big deal in football. I'm talking high school football. If you got a school that doesn't have custodians to provide all that shit for you, you have to do that shit yourself. When a basketball coach shows up to the gym, oh, the court and everything's ready. Court, everything's ready. If you have traditions, getting people on, being people on time, getting people jobs, making sure they're doing their jobs, making sure your kids are getting ready, making sure you don't lose a kid. You heard me? Making sure you don't lose a kid. You leave there with 50, you got to come back with 50. Basketball players, you talk about 15 kids on a little school bus, on a little retard car. Come on, basketball. Stop talking crazy to me. When I coached football and basketball together, football had me so ready, so prepared for the basketball season. Basketball was a cakewalk. Literally a cakewalk. The football player is different mentally. Listen to me. The football player is different mentally. He's a little nutty. He's a little crazy. He ain't all there all the time. A basketball player can tend to be very selfish. Can be extremely selfish. Where he walk around like his shit don't stink. So people, please, especially you pro basketball players, I get it, you love your game. I get it. But you can't compare the two. You can't compare the emotion of a football game compared to the emotion of a basketball game. Two totally different things. And I've been in high emotion basketball games. It never compares to a high emotion football game. There's no better place in the world than a football locker room after a win. Basketball locker room, regular day. Basketball locker room's a Tuesday. It's a regular fucking day. Football locker room after a big win, oh my God, it's the club. It's the club. Now, Dre Lazo is here. Dre Lazo's probably going to tell you different. Dre Lazo played basketball. I coached basketball and football. It is so much harder to coach football than it is to coach basketball. I'm only telling you facts. And I'm a football coach, and I'm a basketball coach. I'm a football player, and I'm a basketball player. I'm only telling you facts. You ain't gotta like the facts. A lot of people don't. But if you real to yourself, if you're honest with yourself, you can look at both games and tell which one is easier to coach. For example, I tell people this all the time. You think Steve Kerr is telling Draymond Green, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant what to do? You think that? You think Luke Walton is telling LeBron James what to do? You think what could Luke Walton tell LeBron James? What could he tell him? They are literally rolling the ball out and getting the hell out the way. Hell, last year Steve Kerr had them drawing up plays. Football players are 10 times more hard-headed. That's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. I could, Dre Lazo, I could run off 1,000,000 basketball players. You forgot what the NBA was when you was a kid. Cocaine riddle, reefer riddle, fighting. No, we ain't doing that. Now, am I going to say football players are a little nutty? Yes. Yes. Football players are a little nutty. I agree. But some of the biggest assholes I ever met were basketball players. Here it is, James Simpson. All NBA coaches do is make substitutions. That's it. They are what I call time management monitors. That's what a basketball coach is today, a time management monitor. If you are a basketball coach and you have no talent, you're only going but so far. If you are a football coach and you have minimal talent, or you're a lot smaller than a lot of teams, if your coach is exceptional, your coach could win some games. Coaching matters in football. Coaching don't matter in basketball. Do y'all know LeBron James' head basketball coach when he was in high school? Does anybody know who that guy is? I bet you don't. Does anybody know who the LeBron James high school basketball coach was? No, you don't. You know why you don't? Because coaching doesn't matter at a certain level with a certain player. If you're in high school and you got a 6'8" kid that can shoot, dribble, run the wing, you are 10 times ahead of everybody else. Coaching matters in college basketball. I will give you that. Coaching matters in college basketball. There's no coaching don't matter in the NBA. Coaching don't matter in the NBA. The NBA is about talent. And if you don't have it, you can't win. Talent and monitoring egos and monitoring time management. You're a psychologist as a basketball coach in the NBA. You're not a coach. John Calipari's a coach. Mike Krzyzewski's a coach. Even Greg Popovich, he ain't no goddamn. He's a time management. Listen, here's a prime example. Greg Popovich. I think it does, but it doesn't. Coaching in basketball is about talent. Football is about coaching. and coaching several different disciplines. Don't get it twisted. This question was brought up by Jason Lucas earlier today. And Shabu Mosley, I love Shabu Mosley to death, but he pushed the envelope a little bit. But then you have Marvelous Mark Anthony. Marvelous Mark Anthony. He's going to sit here and tell me he has never coached a football game in his life. Yeah. Coaching basketball is a lot harder. I said, yo, Mark, I did both. And I'm telling you, there's no comparison. Football is easily, if it's done correctly, football is easily, game day is easily 7-8 hours. The game itself is 3 hours. The game itself is 3 hours. I don't know about y'all, but my team shows up 3 hours before the game. That's 6 hours. Out the locker room is another 2 hours. At the end of the game, it's another 2 hours. Football. 1 day of football is 7 to 8 hours. Do not get it twisted. If it's done right. If your team sucks, you got a 1 o'clock game, you show up at 12 o'clock. That's what happens if your team sucks. But there's nothing you can tell me because I did both. You have a 1 o'clock basketball game, you can show up at 12 o'clock, do everything, get ready, and be ready. By the time the game starts, be ready. In an hour and a half. Not with a football. Not football. It takes you 20 minutes just to stretch. So all you guys who love basketball, I get it. Basketball's on your heart. You love basketball. Don't compare the two. It's apples and oranges. It's apples and oranges. You can't compare the two. So let's talk about tonight's football game. What time is it? Tonight's football game. I got about 10 minutes. We're going to see Amari Cooper tonight for the first time. The Titans at the Dallas Cowboys. We're going to see Amari Cooper tonight. Amari Cooper will get off early. This is what I'm predicting. He will get off early. If it was good, we got to talk, If. He'll get off early, but he'll taper off at the end because he doesn't know the playbook. Now, he's going to know more than most. Why? Because he had a bye week before. This is going to help Dak tremendously. This will help Dak tremendously. Do not get it twisted. Kendall Seegers, what is easier to coach, football or basketball? See what Kendall says. What's easier to coach, football or basketball, Kendall? But Amari Cooper will get off early. He knows more of the playbook than, like, say, Denarius Thompson. And Denarius Thompson had like 3 catches. So he'll understand a lot of the playbook early because he had a bye week. But I see the Cowboys winning big tonight. They get to 4-4, 1 game out of the first place spot. 1 game out. Basketball, see? This guy has never played basketball in his life. David Byrne. David Byrne, tell me why coaching basketball is harder than coaching football. Give me an example of why. Come on, David Byrne. I'm waiting. David Byrne. Tell me why. This is a basketball guy probably who's never played football in his life. But anyway, David Byrne, tell me why coaching basketball is harder than coaching football. Way more time involved, Basketball's more individual skills, important. Football is harder, more moving parts. That's it. There's more moving parts in football than it is in basketball. But I'm down here with David. Basketball is easier than... Oh, okay. But that's what Kendall said is right. There's more moving parts in basketball. I'm sorry, more moving parts in football than there is in basketball. Cooper is a bum. Talking to Craig is hard. Talking to Craig is really, really hard. Craig, it's not a desperate move to get him, Craig, when you need a receiver and you have a first-round pick that's probably going to be in the top 15 picks, and there's no receiver available in the top 15 pick, or there's one receiver available in the top 15 pick. So what the Dallas Cowboys did is make their pick 6 months earlier than everybody else. Everybody knows the Cowboys need a receiver, except you, Craig. You're the only one who doesn't know the Cowboys need a receiver, Craig. It's so difficult to talk to you because you say such outrageous foolishness. You don't know that the Cowboys need a receiver, like, desperately? You don't know that? How is it a desperate move when your best receiver is Cole Beasley? How is it a desperate move when the boy is 24 years old? He is 24 with NFL experience. Dak still won't be able to chuck it past 20 yards down the field. Good pickup. The next QB coming. This is amazing. Tristan Smith is right there. Tristan to tell you. I spoke about him earlier. I told you, Tristan told me himself, I should have went to college to play football. You basketball guys think it's hard. Fine, I understand you'll need receivers, but you don't give up a number one. Why not, Craig? Why not, Craig? He's a number one receiver, Craig. He's a number one, and he's 24 years old. The Cowboys was going to pick a receiver anyway, but guess what? There's no receiver in the first round, Craig. So they made their pick 6 months earlier. Who are they going to use? They're going to trade it down anyway. Talking with some intelligence. You tell me the receiver that's coming out of college that the Cowboys could have got that changes things for Dak. Go ahead, tell me. I'll wait, Craig. My reception is terrible. Where you? Yeah, Peyton? No, I'm actually in Uniondale. Finally, my son got the memo and realized his body is screaming football. I told him, seal the edge and a sack a game. DN, easy work over trying to make it in hoops. Yeah. Thank you, Kendall. Basketball, it's a very, very small world in basketball. And basketball is more who you know, as opposed to what you know. My transmission is fucked. What are you talking about? This guy cracking something else. What you talking about? I'm talking about Tristan, I was talking about what's harder to coach. Football or basketball? That was the first thing I was talking about. What's harder to coach, football or basketball? And then we got on to the Cowboys. And then I got Craig in here talking about that the Cowboys was dumb in trading their number one pick for a 24-year-old Amari Cooper with 3 years football experience. See, Craig is very difficult to talk to. Precisely. 450 guys play in the whole world playing the NBA. That is a fact. There are 100 and something D1 schools with 100 players on each team. You tell me where you most likely to get a free education. Basketball or football? But then I got guys like Craig who come on here and they say some dumb shit about drafting. They don't know shit about drafting. He don't even watch college football. David Miranda. Yo, this clown right here, David Miranda. Yo, Tristan, see this clown, David Miranda right here? We played his team Saturday, right? And he's a linebacker on this team. My team rushed for over 300 yards against him. 300 yards. But he continues to talk shit. That's the new wave today. To get your ass beat and wake up and talk shit. That's the new wave. Hell, y'all should have jumped on oh my goodness. Josh Gordon will not even make it. He will not finish this year. He will not finish this year with the New England Patriots. Mark my words. He already's been late to one meeting. He's already been late to one meeting. He will not, I repeat, he will not finish this year with the New England Patriots. Kendall, don't say that. Tell him why. Tell him why Josh Gordon wouldn't make it in Dallas. And I'm a Cowboys fan. Kendall, this dude, Dave Miranda, is a straight bum. We had 0 yards passing. Kendall, we had 0 yards passing. We went 2 for 10 for 0 yards. But our offense rushed for 324 yards, and he's a linebacker. They could have stayed home and gave up. Yeah. 300 yards on the ground is what they gave up, and he's a linebacker. Football has more to it: personnel, coaches, and strategy. By the way, Tristan's a football, basketball guy. Played college basketball. And he's telling you football is harder to coach than basketball. 300 on the ground, semi-pro. 300 on the ground. And this dude, David Miranda, that's the new wave, though. These new kids, get punched in the mouth and then talk shit. Ah, their teeth bloody, they could cuss. Ah. That's a thorough ass whooping. We scored 50 points. Yo, we scored 50 and had 0 yards passing. And this guy wants to talk shit. How you give up 300 rushing? And here's a linebacker. Like, dude, David Miranda, please. You need to shut up, dude. You're embarrassing yourself. You're embarrassing yourself, dude. People see you. People see you, David Miranda, and you're clearly embarrassing yourself. But this guy wants to talk about how my team is trash. I mean, it's just amazing. It's amazing how bad he was. If you're a linebacker and you're a starting linebacker, and the team you play against rush for 300 yards and you're a linebacker, you might want to shut the fuck up. Because you, my friend, have been embarrassed. He thinks he's good for some reason, Kendall. Should have switched to a 6 or 7 man front. They ain't want to do that. Because now we start throwing the ball all over the yard. It's pick your poison. Listen, I call them plays for real. I ain't gonna lie to you. I call them plays. I dial them up. And my O-line was ridiculous. My O-line was ridiculous. Best game they played in the 3 years I've been there. Executing at a high level. So I'm going to call Gary later because we're not going to be able. Eric, that's bad coaching. Hell yeah, that's bad coaching on their part. On their part, bad coaching. So, I got to get into work. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.